Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
And I had to do it, y'all. I had to do it. Deonte Banks, Tre Hawkins. These two young corners that we took this year, I mean, Deonte Banks, we expected him to look pretty good. But Tre Hawkins, the guy we took in the 6th round, both of these players look really good. Wasn't surprising because they've been playing pretty well. Tre Hawkins this entire training camp. Deonte Banks more often like this last week and a half. So first we got Tre Hawkins here down at the bottom of your screen, and he's going to do a really good job in zone coverage of kind of shuffling back, and then making a break on the ball. Nothing too crazy here, but just watching the recognition of knowing the route that the receiver is running and being there to give up a very minimal gain. So two shuffles, and he recognizes it. And before the ball gets to the receiver, he's already broken on it, and he's there to make the tackle. And he delivers a boom right there too. Check that out. So this next play, Tre Hawkins is still at the bottom of your screen. This time he's in man coverage, man across the board. You got Pinnock as the single high safety. I think that's Dane Belton down in the box. And Tre Hawkins just stays with his receiver. Let's watch the release. This is Jameson Williams right here. This is a receiver that's going to make noise in the NFL. He's suspended to start this season, but when he gets out there, when he gets to playing, he's going to make some noise in the NFL. So check this out. Coming off the line. Let's watch. Doesn't get hands on him. Just does a good job mirroring him, which he's going to need to be able to do in the NFL. You can't always get hands on people. Wink wants people to, but sometimes you just won't always be able to get hands on people. So does a good job mirroring him, coming out, stays on top of him for as long as he can, and then gets into his hip. So because of that, the ball kind of floats inside, but even if it gets floated outside, he's right in position to be able to jump up and make a play on the ball. So this next play is sort of like a double whammy. Deonte Banks is at the top of your screen this time. He's all up in this receiver's grill, does a great job in coverage, and then is able to have enough awareness to come off of his route, off of his man, and make a tackle. So I'm sure some of you have seen this clip on Twitter already, but watch Deonte Banks, a good job mirroring again, stays in his hip, runs the route for him, runs that comeback for him. It's like if that ball went there, Deonte Banks is the primary receiver. So turns around, sees that the ball is thrown into the flats, and immediately comes up and makes this tackle. So in this next play, Deonte Banks is at the top of your screen again. And this time he's in zone, and he just does a really good job of recognizing what's going on and funneling that coverage, funneling that receiver back inside to where he has safety help. So off coverage, kind of just starts off with the back pedal, gets into a shuffle, and then just funnels him inside, and there's nowhere to go with the ball there. So in this next play, we're going to be taking a look at both of the rookie corners. Deonte Banks is at the bottom of your screen on Jameson Williams. Tre Hawkins is at the top of your screen. So first, let's take a look at Deonte Banks. Excuse this tool popping up, but you got Deonte Banks here. So let's take a look at him first. So he has Jameson Williams here on a post. He's in man coverage, no man's land, a lot of field to work with, and he does a really good job here. So starts off, messes the press up. He's been kind of getting beat in the press a lot. So this is a good release by Jameson Williams. Hits him with a hard step outside and gets him to commit to being outside. But Deonte Banks does a great job closing that gap and recovering. So gets beat on the press, gets beat inside, which he has help inside, so he has no issues getting beat inside. So let's go back. Deonte Banks knows that if anything is going to happen, if he gets beat, you need to get beat inside, because if you get beat outside, you have no help to the outside, and there's nothing that you can do. So you have to overplay to the outside. So if he's going to get beat inside. So let's watch. And now he has a little help there, and he sees that the safety's coming up to help the crosser, and he just stays in his hip. So if the quarterback throws the ball here, he's going to have to make an amazing throw to get the ball to Jameson Williams. And I know this is a little blurry here, but he's going to have to make an amazing throw to get the ball to Jameson Williams in the back of the end zone. And Deonte Banks has a chance to come across the receiver and swat that. So it doesn't end up getting there, but that's the Deonte Banks route. So now let's look at Tre Hawkins at the top of your screen. Tre Hawkins here just gets beat, just plain old beat. I think he's working against a tight end here. It looks like a tight end. He's a big guy. So working against a tight end in the red zone again, no man's land. And he's going to break inside and do a really good job of selling his whip route. This tight end, I mean, if this is a tight end, if this is Coda, I think, or Laporta, I can't forget. I think this might be Laporta. So this is a great route by him. So fakes inside, sticks that foot in the ground, and immediately creates separation there on Tre Hawkins. So let's see where he lost his route. He just overcommitted. He's trying to recover here. He gets beat inside already, trying to recover there, and tries to overcommit there, and is just out of position completely. So it happens. It happens to the best of them, but luckily the ball gets batted down and Tre Hawkins gets to live another day. So on this next play, Tre Hawkins is like, I really like this guy, Tre Hawkins. From watching this play, I'm like, okay, I can really vibe with this dude. So Tre Hawkins is at the top of your screen here. I think working against Jameson Williams again. And just watch this. He gets beat on this out route. He's got no help here. Gets beat on this out route. Is playing way over the top of this receiver. I think he could probably play a little bit closer, but I mean, that's how they got him aligned. I think his makeup speed is more than well enough to not get beat over the top, but let's not worry about that. He gets beat outside. And he's beat here. So let's watch it in real time. He's beat here outside. And just watch how he recovers here and closes this gap. It's just like, if you're going to get beat, at least be there to tackle the guy after you get beat. And with both of these corners here, I saw them always be in position to tackle the receiver when they catch balls on them. Now here we go again with Tre Hawkins at the top of your screen. Now this is just a bad route by this receiver. Again, I can't tell if this is Laporta or a wide receiver, but it's just a bad route. He just tries to get the outside. And Tre Hawkins just does a great job, again, of using the sideline as your friend, letting this guy run himself out of bounds, and making the quarterback have to basically throw the ball out of bounds. So great, just a great rep right there. Nothing special as far as anything special that he did. Just does a good job mirroring him, getting a hand on him there, and just running him out of bounds. So this is another really great rep by Deonte Banks here. This time he's against Jameson Williams again, who, I mean, he didn't give up a catch to. Besides that one long thing, he still dropped it, but he was in position. But let's focus here on Deonte Banks at the bottom of your screen. He's the closest corner to the line of scrimmage. And right here, Jameson Williams, he's going to get a hand on him. And just as we talked about earlier, he's not going to let him get outside. He's funneling him inside here. So, again, he hits him with that same jab outside, but Deonte Banks knows what he's doing here. Funnels him inside, and then once he's there, he's able to have that speed. And I'm going to let this play because it gets blurry when I pause it. But he has the speed to make up and undercut that route, and that's how it gets intercepted. Because if the ball is on target, it's going to be a very well contested ball, and Deonte Banks may have a chance at intercepting it. But just really great coverage here, and the ball just sails, and Dane Belton gets a highlight play for himself. Compliments of Deonte Banks. All right, I think this is the last play I have of Tre Hawkins, and just watch it. It's just more of the same. The dude is a physical corner, and Jameson Williams is going to get this out right here. I think he got like 4 or 5 yards out of it, but just watch Tre Hawkins with the hit. I'm just going to let this play. Nothing much. Great instincts. Boom. I mean, he's going to make people feel it. If you're catching passes on Tre Hawkins, you're going to get slammed around. You're going to get hit. You're going to feel it if you catch a pass on Tre Hawkins. All right, so this is the big highlight play. Not a highlight play, but the most notable play that people talk about from Deonte Banks' game this past Friday. And I think he does a really good job in coverage. It's just about just kind of staying on his hip and probably making a better play on the ball. But you can make an argument that he probably breaks this pass up after Jameson Williams tries to catch it. So let's just watch this. I think this is off of play action here. Jameson Williams is crossing the screen, and just to run it back for you all, Deonte Banks is at the top of your screen. So Jameson Williams is running a deep crosser all the way across the field here. I think they wanted those two routes to run picks on each other, but they don't. So all the way across the field here, and Jameson Williams pretty much just drops this. But if you look at it, and I'm sure all of you have seen it in the game, Deonte Banks actually grabs both of his arms individually, so where if Jameson Williams made this catch, if he did like secure the ball initially, he would have had to hold on to this ball with one hand to not have this ball get swatted out of his hand. So it would have been either a fumble or an incomplete pass, in my opinion. So he's there. He's right on his back. So that's all you can ask for here. But the ball was a little bit far, and Jameson Williams wasn't able to bring it in. So this is another one. I mean, you can kind of highlight both players here. Let's look at Tre Hawkins here at the bottom of the screen. This is self-explanatory. He is all over Jameson Williams on this play. Watch this, right off the line. Boom, crosser. He's right there. Not crosser, curl route at the bottom of your screen. He's right there. You're not throwing it there. So that's one thing. But also they kind of know that he's going to take the shot across the field to Laporta. So Deonte Banks at the top of your screen against Laporta. You're going to see this. And he's in position. And you can't really tell, but Laporta pushes off. There was a flag that got thrown. But Deonte Banks is in position. Even with the push off, he was right there. So let's look at this from this other angle. If I can find it. Don't have it. But pretty much, there's a push off there. And Laporta still isn't able to get the ball because Deonte Banks is still able to affect that route. So I'm going to pause this right here. Deonte Banks and Tre Hawkins really showed up. I mean, I was really surprised from what I saw. I really thought there'd be more issues that come up. I thought I'd see them out of place a little bit more. I thought we might see some deflections, some highlight plays, but I did think that they would get beat a lot more often. But these guys look really relaxed out there. They look really confident in themselves. Two physical corners, two 6'2 plus corners. And they're both, I can only imagine what this duo can turn into because I'm assuming Adoree Jackson's probably gone after this year. But this duo, I think, it can really be special. So this is their first outing. I'm going to try to do this for every time they play, every preseason game they play, and even, of course, during the regular season. But you guys let me know what you think of these two rookie corners. I think that they are going to have a great impact this year. I think they'll give up their plays, of course, but I think they'll both make impact plays this year, too, that'll help us win games. So again, you guys let me know what you're thinking of Tre Hawkins and Deonte Banks as the newest two corners of the New York Giants. And do you think these two guys are the outside corners of the future for the Giants? You think Adoree Jackson is gone and they're going to step in? If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.